Hi, I'm Beth Buccini, and I'm the owner and founder of Kirna Zabéte. This has certainly been probably the most challenging time in our business ever, as it has been, I think, pretty much for everyone globally. COVID-19 has turned us all upside down. We reopened at the end of May at my store in Florida, and we saw a great response then. People were just so excited to get out of the house and get shopping and spend away, and so that was thrilling, but the other stores on the East Coast still remained closed. And then in June, we started with the unbelievable police protests that were happening and great civil unrest due to the start of the Black Lives Matter movement, which has been really powerful and an amazing thing to witness. It's just a crazy time period. We've absolutely had to pivot our business in many, many ways. And it's definitely challenged the idea of what women want to wear. First of all, after we returned from Paris and we'd placed all of our orders for the fall winter season, we started having calls with our 200 vendors running through one by one, what can you actually make? Even if factories were still open, in some places the mills were closed, and then we got to the point where everything was absolutely shut down. The factories, the mills, there was no production. Things were the cancel dates and the delivery dates completely changed. Some people moved their fall collection to resort and just said, we're not doing fall. And some people said, we're going to do 60% of our fall line, and based on what you ordered, these are the items. And so we kind of went through and tried to guess what the mood would be. And that was obviously incredibly challenging. It's always our job to, have a bit of a pulse on what we think the world is going to feel like. And we just tried to make things less dressy, a little more cozy. And we figured that if you were going to buy something, it either needed to be a basic that you didn't have, or that you were wearing so many of your basics, you wanted something fresh and new, or it needed to be something just really, really emotional that you could not live without. And so we tried to pivot our buying that way for sure. And then we realized we had some things that were missing that we wanted to have in the stores, on our e-commerce site, in our own personal wardrobes. And so there's always just a general sense of unease, I think, for the consumer, and not a lot. Sales tend to be historically not as good as they usually are during an election year. This election is more volatile than any I ever remember. And so, we were aware that that was going to be something too. And so we went back to, for the fall, we want emotional, we want cozy, and we want optimistic. And so something that we've talked about a lot is now we are going into pre-spring and spring. And so this is season 3 for the consumer living through COVID-19. Last spring was basically a joke. No one had anywhere to go and everyone was shut down, and it was just a complete wash of a season for pretty much everybody. And then we went into summer, and really, we're not allowed to travel to Europe. And so people didn't really have a huge need to buy things in the spring. And we're hopeful by the time you get to fall, there's going to be a pent-up demand. But we actually think the real pent-up demand is going to be next spring and summer, when all of those weddings and all of those fun events that were planned for this summer got postponed till next year, for people's 1-year anniversary parties and people's postponed big birthday parties. And we keep saying, after World War I, what happened? The Roaring 20s. And let's hope that by next summer, we're in the Roaring 20s and this has been resolved and the economy is in a better place and people are happier and ready for some fun, and they need clothes that they love because they've got lots of great events.